When I want to stick to a plan, 100% of the time it will work if I track everything that I'm doing. It doesn't take that much time. If you're going to reheat something in the microwave while it is reheating, that is the time to go on your tracking app. One of the apps that is out there is MyFitnessPal, which is the one that I'm using, and MyFitnessPal is free. And they have hundreds of thousands, I think, of different foods up in there, so you're not eating anything that they don't have up there. Tracking what I eat by following these steps. I am weighing in grams everything that I'm eating. If I happen to need to eat out, I am paying attention to the portions that are stated there at the restaurant, whatever it is, and I am calculating that into MyFitnessPal app. If I am eating at home, it's so much easier, which is why I recommend people should take their lunch with them at work, because you already calculated that. If you're eating the same things all the time, you don't need to constantly change and figure out the formula. It's a very specific formula, which is going to save you time and make it easy. So tracking helps because it keeps you accountable. You're looking at it. You have to put everything in there. If you take a lick of a spoon where you were doing the peanut butter sandwich for your kid in the morning, you need to track how much that peanut butter lick that you took counts for. If you are serving ice cream for your significant other and you take that little lick and bite from it, figure out how much that was. Track it, track everything. The problem is that you never take just a lick of the peanut butter. You take a spoonful. You never take just a lick of the ice cream. You eat the whole pint. Pint? I don't know. And so things that I do other than that. So example, last night I had a very quiet night. I was studying and I was reading, and I was alternating between those two things. So that already has my attention, but I'm not gonna lie, I used to constantly have to have something munching when I used to work in an office building many years ago. So when I'm sitting in front of a computer or just doing work that doesn't require physical activity, like just sitting down and reading, that sometimes makes my mouth feel like it needs a little something, but it doesn't need nothing. So what I do with those times is I go back to my tracker and I look at it. And I'm like, okay, I still have maybe 200, 300, 500 calories to spare. Do I want to use them towards these 3 scoops of ice cream that are not going to fill me up or keep me satisfied? Or can I wait another hour for dinner time? My stomach is going to be full. I'm not going to have any cravings. I'm going to feel fully satisfied. And then comes the nighttime, where a lot of people tend to binge watch a show, finally wind down with family, and there comes the chips and the salsa and all of that. The best way that I break out of that habit is by sipping on something hot, like tea. I like tea. I don't recommend anyone drinking coffee at night, but maybe decaf if that's your thing. If you don't like tea and you like coffee, maybe a decaf with no crazy amounts of sweetener or anything like that. But usually sipping on something hot, even hot water, can calm your stomach down. And this is not about creating people in ED. This is about holding yourself accountable if you have a goal, if you actually want to accomplish it. Yes, it's okay to track your food, because think about it. When you have a newborn, the doctor at the hospital tells you exactly how many ounces of milk to give that baby. And as that baby grows, the doctor continues to tell you how many ounces of milk to give that baby. When it's time to feed them with baby food, they also tell you how many ounces of food to give that baby. And then all of a sudden, the minute they are off of the baby food and in the milk, you just start giving them chicken nuggets and fries every single day, in and out, mac and cheese, and all this kind of stuff that is not nutrition at all for them. And then we're wondering why. Let me not go on that rant. But yeah, we should have kept tracking our foods. If you have a pet, I am pretty sure you just don't pour a random amount of food for them, cans and cans of food, just because they ask you for more. You have a very specific amount of food that you're giving your dog, your cat. If you buy them canned food, I'm pretty sure that you give them only a certain amount of those cans a day. And if you're giving them the dry food, is a very specific amount that you're giving them every day. My pets eat 2 times a day, once in the morning, once at night, and I give them the exact same food. I don't give them anything else. Same with you. It's not that you're never going to eat the food that you like. On the contrary, I want you to eat the food that you like. I eat the food that I like, but they are part of my plan already. I don't have to feel bad or like I did something wrong. If I'm going to take the 3 scoops of ice cream, I just log them into the app. And it's not like I've only been doing this for a week. Like, I lost 30 pounds back in 2019, and I've never gotten them back. And it was through abstaining, knowing when to stop, and not using food as entertainment. Right? And I was also using MyFitnessPal. I've been using it ever since. I don't have a reason to promote that app other than to tell you that when you track your food, there are many other tracking apps. You can use any you want. But when you track what your food intake is, and you know what your calories you should be taking, then that's going to help you to either maintain the weight that you desire or lose the weight that you no longer want. So get some hobbies. I don't know why people don't have hobbies anymore. not everything that you do has to be money producing all the time. Nowadays, if somebody liking any type of art, the first thing somebody asks you is how much you're gonna sell that for. Can we just do things because we love doing them? You might like to crochet and knit, and if you want to make a business out of it, go for it. But it's okay to crochet and knit just for the fun of it, even if you are not excellent at it or not even good by any means. I'm not good at knitting, but I have taken on that as a hobby for a little while now, and I'm really not good at it, but I like doing it. I have taken on so many hobbies. Going to the gym now is my lifestyle, but at first it was a hobby. I've taken on pole dancing classes. That's a hobby. I don't need to make money off of that. Believe me, I'm not talented or good at it either. I do it for fun, you know. And sometimes I like to paint. Like, there's so many things. I like to read. So many things you could do. Think about what you used to do for fun when you were a child. Most likely it was something that kept you active, kept you busy, and kept your mind also out of trouble and entertained. And maybe start doing those things again. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave you with that for now, and I hope that this is useful and helpful to any of you that are trying to figure out what is stopping them from losing that weight. We still have time to the summer, so go ahead, do it. You got this. Bye.